The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf.
The Port of Saguenay is seen as very strategic by the Quebec and by the Canadian government because, it could connect the minerals from the Ring of Fire to a port, deep sea port, Port of Saguenay, to be able to then get them to off-takers in Europe and around the world.
All right, welcome back inside our Proactive newsroom. And joining me now is John Passalacqua. He is the CEO of First Phosphate Corp. And John, it's great to see you again. How are you?
Yeah, great. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, so pretty interesting news out today about the government of Canada investing just about $60 million for a second wharf at the Port of Saguenay in Quebec. And obviously that's key to your project. So let's take a step back and just tell me a bit about the port itself and the area that they're looking at potentially adding this second one.
Yeah, so there's an existing port at the Port of Saguenay. What's interesting about that, there's also 12 full square kilometers of industrial lands. It's going to be, the big spot of the next, big industrial implementation for the government of Quebec and for Canada. It's a Canadian port. And so it's really important that in order to serve that industrial base of 12 square kilometers that's going to be filled up with a lot of battery industry and other industry, that the port be expanded. They've been waiting for a few years for this announcement, and finally the federal government, now that it's really going big on infrastructure, has seen as one of the priority projects to expand this. So a second wharf at the Port of Saguenay just gives the port a lot more. It gives it a lot more expansion room. It gives it a lot more capacity, and so that all of that industrial land up to the north by the port can be used. And so this is really beneficial for First Phosphate because we're going to have our phosphoric acid plant just pretty much adjacent to this K.
Yeah, I would imagine you're looking at this going, hey, this is perfectly tailor-made for us. Thank you. But there's a lot of people that they hope we're going to use that port, I'm sure.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we're going to be one of the major companies that this benefits, but it also, like you said, benefit everybody that comes into that industrial area and make that industrial area very attractive. And basically, it's the start of the area becoming a little bit of a battery hub. We foresaw this happening with Baie-Comeau being full, so we have already basically land leased I would say the best possible piece of land for us right at the Port of Saguenay, right adjacent to that wharf, so that we have direct access to it.
John, I know the government of Canada right now is currently running ads talking about the importance of the Ring of Fire, which is in Ontario, and the minerals that are found there. There's also been talk about potentially a rail line going right into this particular port. So obviously there's a bigger picture at play as well for Canada in general.
Yeah, so I mean, the Port of Saguenay is seen as very strategic by the Quebec and by the Canadian government because, it could connect the minerals from the Ring of Fire to a port, deep sea port, Port of Saguenay, to be able to then get them to off-takers in Europe and around the world. For us, that's obviously it's a plus because it would bring a lot of minerals to the port and maybe some minerals that we could use in some of our downstream production of LFP cathode active material. But for us, it's really, we see it as the local Saguenay play. It really helps us in the Saguenay because our deposits are not from the Ring of Fire. They're right at 70 kilometers from this deep sea port. So, I mean, magnificent. We're sitting at 70 kilometers from the deep sea port with a magnificent phosphate deposit right on Provincial Road, right with electricity, and now with a port that's going to be expanded for our needs. So, I mean, it couldn't be better news for our company today.
Well, John, congratulations on that. Exciting news and exciting days ahead as well. And we appreciate your time and sharing it with us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. Always great to see you.
All right, there's John Passalacqua, the CEO of First Phosphate Corp.
The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf. It is for informational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice, an offer, or a solicitation to buy or sell any securities. Viewers should conduct their own research and consult a qualified financial advisor before making investment decisions. The views expressed are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect those of Proactive Group Holdings, trading as Proactive Investors or its affiliates. No responsibility is accepted for any loss arising from reliance on the information presented.